Hello, everybody. I want to share an experience, a story that happened to me when I was a young man in a secondary school. I think I was in my early teens. I was never very sharp in school. The only thing I really excelled at, which I actually got an A for in my GCSEs, was PE. But everything else I was fairly weak at. And I think the thing I was really struggling with was English. I feel that it was just an area that I just really couldn't get to grips with. I couldn't concentrate on, and reading and writing and sometimes pronouncing words, and even today I still struggle with it. I was in a fairly bottom class. I couldn't get my head around it. And one day the teacher made me recite part of a book, and I felt it was partly malicious by her because she knew that I was not very strong. But I've got to be honest, I was probably doing myself no favours because I was mucking around. And as she made me stand up in front of everybody and I began to attempt to read this book, I was stuttering, I was mispronouncing words, I couldn't read certain parts of the book, and she made me stand there for ages, and I was red with embarrassment. I probably even started sweating, and I just kind of froze on the spot whilst everyone started looking at me, and then people started laughing, and it was a complete embarrassment. Why am I telling you a story? I certainly believe that certain things like struggles or challenges that you had as a young person, they can either kind of mess you up for the rest of your life, or if you choose to spin it on its head and face your fears, which I kind of did, but it took many years for me to do it, I believe it could be a great kind of gift or a life lesson where you can take that situation and actually build upon it and actually excel in areas that you're very weak at. And I'm not saying I become a fantastic reader, a writer, pronouncing words. I'm actually still pretty bad. But what I'm referring to is standing up and doing public speaking, because partly the reason why I froze is because I was absolutely petrified and shitting myself speaking in front of many people. I also get asked quite a lot by friends, colleagues, peer groups, people that I know, especially older, successful business people. They say to me, why do you do podcasting? Why do you do public speaking? Are you making money from it? And that kind of thing. So I thought I would do a podcast, an episode on the benefits and reasons why you should build your own brand online, the benefits and reasons why you should try and get into public speaking at some point, especially if you're frightened, and the reasons why using social media, and for me, using something like podcast is something that I feel is necessary for me to scale my businesses, and I'll explain it, okay? So public speaking, building your own profile on the internet, and also doing podcasts and things like that. I've got a few friends of mine who are very successful, and I would call them the more old school way of doing business. Some of them you would never ever heard of. You check them out on the internet, they've got barely any presence on the internet, and these people are worth hundreds of millions of pounds. Do you need to do public speaking, have a Facebook account, an Instagram account, Twitter account, LinkedIn account, TikTok account, doing podcasting and blogs and vlogs and all this kind of stuff to be successful? The answer is no. You don't need to. There are plenty examples out there where you can be under the radar, behind the scenes, and you become very successful, and you won't even need to do things like this. However, though, I feel in the modern world, I believe, and please write this down, this is some information that was given to me, which I believe is absolutely fucking true. The modern day CV is your internet presence. When I've been given a CV by a potential salesperson or someone who's going to work in one of the companies, it depends which role, but if I'm looking at a salesperson, I probably would never ever look at their CV that they hand to me, because I think, well, unfortunately, I know what salespeople are like, and sometimes they might misconstrued some of the facts about them and what they've achieved. So I barely look at it. I look at their attitude, and I might jump online and see what their internet presence is like. So I personally believe the modern day CV is going to be internet presence. And if you're looking to raise money, looking to get investment, you're looking to get a buyout, you're looking to joint venture with people, you're looking to expand your network, I personally believe if you can do some very, very valuable stuff and content online and also do public speaking, it's definitely going to help your own brand. It's going to build credibility, and most importantly, people are going to be able to get to know you without meeting you. And I think that's a really important thing. So when they do come to meet you, they don't have that awkward moment where they feel a bit uncomfortable, or I don't know, sometimes encounters with people for the first time, it can be quite daunting. It's happened to me in my life. But if you get to know them on via social media or online, it kind of breaks the ass a little bit. So let me go through some points. One of the first points I would say is I heard a saying through the Progressive Property Network. I think Rob Moore says it quite a lot, which is visibility is credibility. Again, if you're going to get investment, I've had investment to one of the companies, a tech company in the wellness space called Mimboso. We've got a free app on Apple and also Android, and we're about to launch in the next couple of months. It's going to be very, very exciting. We have Ruben Tabar as part of it, a good friend of mine called Sam, Chris, who does all the video in for my podcast. He's become a very good friend of mine, and he's someone that has definitely got a lot of skill and talent. This company has the ability to become a very scalable company. Now, here's my point. By doing stuff online and making content, your visibility will build up credibility, and it gives you validation. And therefore, investors who are looking to buy into the company or considering buying into the company with probably a lot of money, and they want to put their own brand to it and put their own network to it and their own credentials and also their expertise, I feel that if you're building up healthy content, that therefore these people are going to be gravitated towards you. And more importantly, so are clients. This brings me on to my next point. A friend of mine who I really admire and really respect, the guy, I was on a yacht interviewing Steve Duran last year in Marbella in Spain, and I was on this 30 million euro yacht, was owned by a friend of mine called Ozzy, very successful in care homes and property. And he said to me, can you actually make money from it? The answer is simply yes, times 2. I'll tell you why. You can make money directly or you can make money indirectly. So let me explain. Joe Rogan, I would say, is probably the biggest example of building and cultivating a great audience behind his podcast, the Joe Rogan Experience, someone I listen to. And he makes tens of millions of dollars every single year. Now, I've heard all different kinds of figures, from 20 million, 30 million, 50 million a year, dollars that is. Even if you made $1 million a year, if you made 500 grand a year, let's say even if you made 120 grand a year, let's say 10 grand a month, that is an extra bit of money that you can invest, you can spend on luxury things if you wanted to, you can reinvest into your businesses, you can build assets, you can gift to charities. So why wouldn't you just attempt just to put some more content out there, and you never know, you can make money from it at some point. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. It's fucking damn hard to break onto the internet and make money from it. We are about to embark on a journey with Woodbury House, our art company, where we're going to start selling online. And I've never done that before. None of the people inside my organisations have ever dealt online. Have expertise selling online. What we're pretty good at is selling through a private network or selling through agencies, never online. So the point is, if you can start making money because you're putting some content out there, why wouldn't you fucking just do it anyway? It just makes complete sense. So there's obviously going to be SEO strategies and campaign and everything else in order to get the hits, and that therefore you're going to get endorsement deals or advertisement deals. But that's how you're going to make money directly. I read Gary Vee's book, which is called Crushing It. And there's a podcast that they refer to. I think it's called Entrepreneur on Fire. And the guy, or the people running it, they were making hundreds of thousands of pounds every single year. I've never heard of that podcast. So what that demonstrates to me is even the ones that you don't hear of, which are still turning over hundreds of thousands of dollars, is exciting, because if you just put very good content out there and cultivate an audience and you enjoy the stuff that you're putting out, therefore you can start making money from it. Indirectly is if you've got a service, if you've got a business that sells a product, if you've got opportunities that you're or something where you need users, then by building up your visibility, credibility, people will buy into you, then they buy into your company, also your product. An old cliche saying in sales is people buy people first before they buy the product. So many salespeople trying to overcook a product where they haven't even fucking sold their self or their company. Sell yourself first. And the way you do it organically in a non-evasive way or non-aggressive way is by building up your profile online. So doing public speaking, doing podcasting, vlogs, blogs, and having very good content on social media is going to build that up, and you can make money indirectly from it. Next one, you're going to expand your network. So cliche again, and I know it's going to sound a bit wanky, but your net worth will be determined by your network. So the people around you are going to influence you to make yourself a better version, or make you more money, or make yourself more productive. It goes without saying. I've said this countless times, and you've heard it probably a billion times from different people as well. So this is nothing new, but the point is if you're putting out good content out there, I've had it regularly every single week. People send me messages and saying they've appreciated the podcast, they like the interview, they like the episode, and therefore they wanted to share their thoughts about it. And a lot of the time I end up becoming these people's friends. I actually go and meet them for a coffee, or meet them for a bit of lunch, or I don't know, go train with them, and you start expanding your network, and that network eventually could turn into opportunities or just really good friendships. Either way, you're going to win from it. The next one is when you interview people, you are expanding your network, but most importantly, that person you're interviewing will probably inspire you and probably will motivate you. And it almost gives you a reality check, because when I interviewed someone like Alfie Best, the guy who's on the Financial Times Rich List, when he started speaking and started saying certain things I knew about or had to be reminded about, it got me thinking and thought, you know what, I need to step up my game. So 2020, I've come out all guns blazing. Not drinking coffee. I'm enhancing my nutrition. Obviously, no alcohol. I'm fighting again. I'm looking to expand my my reach on my podcast. So I'm plowing money into that. I'm signing up to more speaking engagements. I'm looking to get better quality guests on my podcast. I'm looking to build my assets even further. I'm looking to be a lot more relentless. And I'll tell you why. It's because there's some key guests. And one of the people that really influenced me last year was Alfie Best. People like Anton Ferdinand have done that for me as well, and countless people. So they're there to inspire you. And the last point is the content that you put out will, if you're doing it right and if you're doing it regularly and you're sharpening up in your skills, will actually motivate, inspire, and educate your own audience. And you know what? I think success can be measured in different ways. It can be measured by the amount of assets you got, how big your family is, how close your family and friends are to you, how much money you got. These are all things that you can kind of look at to see if someone's successful. But you know what? I think one of the top things is if you can inspire, motivate, and educate people, surely that makes you a very successful person. So even if you're going to do the podcast not to sell products, not to sell systems, not to sell opportunities or make money directly or indirectly, you're just doing it to give back and build value for people, then that surely is going to make you feel good. The more times you feel good, the more energy you put out there in a positive way, you attract better people in your life, and what goes around comes around. I certainly believe in that. So to round this off, if you're a bit afraid of doing something, face your fears and bite the bullet and attack it. I know that's easier said than done, but you need to find a way of doing it. And specifically public speaking or building your brand, your digital footprint online, and doing something like podcasting. There are so many benefits, and I've only listed a few. You can make money from it. You can make money indirectly. You can expand your network. You're going to become someone recognized, putting out some good content. It's just going to be, such a good thing to get into, and it dovetails into other opportunities. Sometimes you go after an opportunity in life, or you go down a path, and what you don't realize, it dovetails into different things. So don't always worry about if you're going to be a success. Just take the action and move forward, and you'll find opportunities will appear. But if you don't take that step and you don't go out there and start putting some good content out to an audience, no matter how big or small it is, you'll just never know. And I honestly feel if you're ambitious like I am, and you want to grow an empire, and you want to be a billionaire, and you're not afraid to saying it, well, you're going to probably have to get used to doing public speaking, because it's going to be part and parcel of a CEO, a major shareholder, a director, someone that has power in a big organization. And the quicker you start doing it now, the better you're going to be later on. Be happy, never content. I hope 2020 has been phenomenal so far. We're only, getting through January. I hope you're focused on your goals. You're remaining disciplined. You're remaining true to your word. You're having integrity. And, you're doing things with passion, excitement, enthusiasm, and complete, raw energy. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, leave a comment, go on my YouTube channel, do whatever you can to spread the word, because I'm looking to scale this thing, and I'm taking it absolutely seriously. As always, be happy, never content. Thank you.